Everyone, please give Mr. Morton Sklar a big hand of applause. He come to join us here tonight. Mr. Morton Sklar, he used to represent Mr. Ron Abney of International Republican Institute during the grenade attack in Cambodia. Please say your thought that you want to say for maybe about 4 or 5 minutes while we're waiting for the champagne. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me to join you for this Valentine celebration and the celebration of Cambodia Refugee Resettlement Day. Those are both very important events. I know many of you here, and we've worked together for a long time on human rights and democracy for Cambodia. You know better than I do, and more directly than I do, that Cambodia right now faces an enormous challenge for human rights and democracy. There is something very simple and very direct and very inexpensive, in fact it will not cost you anything, that you can do to support human rights and democracy for the Khmer people. Right now, just 3 weeks ago, Kem Sokha was put on trial for treason. And at the same time, the United States government and many United States non-governmental groups like Radio Free Asia and Voice of America and International Republican Institute were named in the complaint against Kem Sokha as co-conspirators, participants in treason against the government of Cambodia. At his trial this past week, Kem Sokha asked the United States groups that were named in that complaint to submit witness statements on his behalf, explaining that he was just exercising democracy by participating in the political process. What you can do to help is to sign a petition to Radio Free Asia, to Voice of America, to the International Republican Institute, and the National Democratic Institute, asking them to make a submission to the court, explaining that they were not carrying out treason by exercising basic human rights. We need to support the human rights and democracy of Cambodia in that simple way. I have copies of the petition with me, and I'm happy to share that with you. If you're interested in joining with me and joining with the Cambodian Human Rights and Democracy Organization to make that submission to the U.S. groups to help convince them to join Kem Sokha in the fight for democracy and human rights. Even if you are not a Kem Sokha supporter, it's important that you come to his aid in the treason trial, because Sam Rainsy and anyone else can be the next person who is arbitrarily arrested and subjected to treason trials. Please join me in this effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morton Sklar.